Seniors, wait. Here's something that shocked even me as a top surgeon. For decades, walking has been praised as the gold standard for staying fit as we age. Doctors recommended it, families encouraged it, and many of you made it your daily habit. But shocking new research shows that walking alone might not be enough to keep your body strong, your memory sharp, and your independence alive after 60. In fact, there are 7 specific exercises that are proving to be even better than walking, and the results are so powerful that the research had to be repeated in multiple countries just to confirm it wasn't a mistake. Now I know what you might be thinking. Doctor, I already struggle with stiffness in my knees, with shortness of breath, with balance. How can I possibly do more than walking? And let me tell you, I understand that fear. I've treated patients who believed their bodies were too old, too tired, or too fragile to do anything beyond a slow walk to the kitchen. But here's the truth. Your body is capable of more than you think. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I promise you'll discover 7 exercises that can restore your strength, protect your joints, and even sharpen your mind. Exercises that you can start today, even in your living room, without any fancy equipment. Let me share with you one study that truly stunned me. Researchers at Harvard followed more than 1,200 adults over the age of 60. They discovered that seniors who combined specific strength and balance exercises with walking had nearly 50% lower risk of disability compared to those who only walked. The findings were so unexpected that the study was repeated in Europe just to make sure it wasn't a coincidence. And guess what? The results were nearly identical. Seniors who focused on these exercises were stronger, more mobile, and far less likely to suffer dangerous falls than those who relied only on walking. That is why today I'm going to share the surgeon-approved movements that will keep your body not just alive, but thriving. The first exercise is what I call the independence saver. It's the chair squat. You see, every day you stand up from a chair, a couch, or even your bed. This movement is so basic that many of us take it for granted until the day it becomes a struggle. Studies show that seniors who can stand up from a chair without using their arms are 40% less likely to lose their independence. Here's how you do it. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the ground, arms crossed gently over your chest. Slowly stand up, then lower yourself back down with control. If it's difficult, use the arms of the chair until you build strength. Start with 5 repetitions and work your way up to 15. It may seem simple, but this exercise strengthens your legs, your core, and your balance all at once. The second exercise is the wall push-up, and I call this one the heart protector. Forget the floor, we're taking it to the wall. Stand an arm's length away from the wall, place your hands flat, and bend your elbows as you bring your chest toward the wall. Then push back to your starting position. This works your arms, shoulders, and chest, which not only keeps your posture upright, but also supports heart health. A Japanese study revealed that seniors who engaged in upper body resistance training lowered their risk of heart disease by nearly 30%. 2 sets of 10 wall push-ups a few times a week can truly transform your strength. Now, the third exercise may look deceptively easy, but it's one of the most powerful weapons you have against falls. It's the heel-to-toe walk. Place one foot directly in front of the other so that your heel touches your toe. Then slowly take steps forward as if you're balancing on a thin line. Try to take at least 10 steps at a time. This simple exercise trains your balance better than any pill or supplement. The World Health Organization has warned us that falls are the second leading cause of accidental death worldwide, and seniors are most at risk. But balance training like this dramatically cuts that risk. Do not underestimate it. The fourth exercise is the seated knee extension, and I call this the joint protector. Sit upright in your chair and slowly extend one leg forward until it's straight. Hold for a few seconds, then lower it back down. Switch to the other leg and repeat. This targets the muscles in front of your thighs known as the quadriceps, which are vital for supporting weak or arthritic knees. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that seniors who practice simple leg strengthening moves like this experience less knee pain and improve walking ability within just 8 weeks. Imagine that. In 2 months, you could feel your knees supporting you instead of slowing you down. And now let me pause for a moment to ask you something. Do you see how these exercises are more than just movements? They are your ticket to independence, your shield against weakness, and your chance to live life fully after 60. I want to hear from you. I reply to every single comment on this channel, so if you are ready to take back control of your health, type the words "I'm ready" down below. And listen closely, because in just a moment, I'll tell you how you can get my free 1-month exercise guide to help you put all of this into action. The fifth exercise on this list is one I often recommend to seniors who tell me they feel weak in the hips or unsteady when they walk. It's called the standing march, and it may look simple, but it is one of the most complete exercises you can do without leaving your living room. All you need is a sturdy chair or countertop to hold on to. Stand tall, lift one knee as high as you comfortably can, then slowly lower it and switch to the other side. At first, you may only be able to lift your knees a few inches, but even that is progress. As the weeks go by, you'll notice your legs rising higher, your posture straighter, and your balance more secure. Now here's why this exercise matters so much. When you march in place, you're training more than your muscles. You're waking up the communication lines between your brain and your body. Think about it. Every step you take requires your brain to coordinate dozens of muscles at once. As we age, those connections weaken unless we actively train them. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who practice marching exercises daily improved not only their balance, but also their cognitive function. That's right. Their memory and focus actually sharpened. Why? Because the rhythmic motion of lifting one leg then the other stimulates the brain's coordination centers, keeping the nervous system alert and responsive. That means fewer stumbles, fewer forgotten steps, and more confidence every time you leave the house. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 76-year-old retired teacher named Margaret. She came to me after suffering 2 falls in her kitchen, and she confessed she was afraid to even walk to her mailbox. I introduced her to standing marches, starting with just 1 minute a day. At first she wobbled, holding tightly onto the back of a chair. But over time, something incredible happened. Her balance improved so much that 3 months later she told me, with tears in her eyes, "Doctor, I finally walked to the park again without fear." That is the power of these small, deliberate movements. They don't just strengthen your legs, they give you back your independence. Now let's pause here because I want to address something I know many of you are thinking. "Doctor, this all sounds great, but my body hurts, my knees ache, my back is stiff. I'm scared of injuring myself." And let me reassure you, you are not alone. Almost every senior I work with has said the exact same thing at some point. Pain, stiffness, and fatigue can make exercise feel impossible. But here's the truth. The less you move, the worse those symptoms become. In fact, the Arthritis Foundation has published multiple reports showing that seniors with arthritis who engage in low-impact exercises, like the ones I'm sharing today, experience less pain and greater mobility than those who try to protect their joints by avoiding movement. Movement is medicine. It keeps your joints lubricated, your muscles active, and your circulation flowing. Avoiding movement, on the other hand, is like pouring cement around your body. The stiffness only grows. That's why exercises like standing marches are so valuable. They're gentle, safe, and adaptable to any level of ability. If lifting your knees high is too much, lift them just a few inches. If standing feels difficult, you can even practice a modified version while sitting, lifting 1 foot at a time as if you're marching from a chair. The point is not perfection. The point is progress. Every small step you take builds strength and confidence. Another important thing I want you to understand is that exercise after 60 is not just about muscles. It's about circulation, brain health, and even your mood. Seniors who move regularly report less anxiety, fewer symptoms of depression, and greater quality of life. The Mayo Clinic has even found that consistent light exercise can slow the progression of memory loss conditions like Alzheimer's. Imagine that. Something as simple as marching in place 5 or 10 minutes a day could help keep your mind clearer for longer. That's why I call the standing march not just a physical exercise, but a life exercise. Now, before I reveal the 6th and 7th exercises, the ones I consider the most powerful of all, let me plant a seed in your mind. I want you to realize that none of these movements are meant to overwhelm you. You don't have to do them all at once. You don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment. You don't need to be young or flexible or even particularly strong right now. What you need is consistency. I've seen seniors in their 80s and even 90s transform their strength and energy by committing to just a few minutes each day. Your body is still capable of change, no matter your age. And I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine waking up one morning, rising from your chair without a struggle, walking confidently into your kitchen, carrying groceries without fear of dropping them, and climbing into bed at night knowing your body has carried you safely through the day. That is what these exercises can give you. Not just strength, but dignity. Not just balance, but freedom. Not just movement, but life. So if you've been listening this far, I want you to make a small promise to yourself that you'll try at least one of these exercises today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because every day you delay is another day lost to weakness and fear. And every day you take action is another step toward independence. Now, as we move into the final part of this video, I will share with you the last two exercises, which I believe are the most important of all. These are the ones that tie everything together, the ones that give seniors not just the ability to move, but the ability to thrive well into their later years. And stay with me to the end, because I'm also going to share how you can get my free 1-month exercise guide, a plan designed specifically for seniors, with simple instructions to help you stay consistent. All you'll need to do is type the word "ready" in the comments, and I'll share the link with you. Because you don't have to do this alone. I will walk this journey with you. Now that you've mastered the first 5 exercises, it's time to complete the set. These last 2 are perhaps the most underestimated movements in senior fitness, yet research shows they can make the difference between living in fear of losing independence and confidently thriving well into your later years. So let's dive straight in. The 6th exercise is one I call the brain booster. It's none other than the step up. You might think of this as simply climbing a stair, but I want you to think of it as climbing back into your independence. Find a low, sturdy step or platform, something stable that won't move. Step up with your right foot, then bring your left foot to join it. Step back down with control and repeat, alternating your leading leg. At first, you may only manage 5 on each side, and that's perfectly fine. With practice, aim for 15 per leg. Why is this exercise so powerful? It doesn't just build your leg strength, it trains your balance, coordination, and even engages your brain. In fact, neurologists have found that coordinated movements like step-ups stimulate brain activity in ways similar to puzzles or memory games. That means this simple move strengthens both your body and your mind. A European study on seniors aged 70 and above showed that regular stair climbing was linked to significantly sharper memory and a lower risk of cognitive decline. Think about that. Every step you take could be protecting your brain. Now, the 7th and final exercise may surprise you. I call it the life extender. It's the standing march. Stand tall, hold on to a chair or wall if you need support, and slowly lift one knee toward your chest, then lower it and switch to the other side, marching in place. At first glance, it looks simple, almost too simple, but don't let that fool you. This move engages your core, strengthens your hips, and most importantly, improves circulation throughout your body. Poor circulation is one of the hidden dangers of aging. It can contribute to heart problems, leg swelling, and even memory decline. But by practicing the standing march for just 2 to 3 minutes at a time, several times a day, you encourage healthy blood flow. A landmark study in the Journal of Aging Research revealed that seniors who perform gentle marching exercises daily reduce their risk of cardiovascular events by almost 40%. And beyond the numbers, imagine the feeling of lighter legs, more energy, and a heart that feels years younger. So there you have it. 7 exercises that, together, form a complete system for senior strength, balance, and longevity. The chair squat, wall push-up, heel-to-toe walk, seated knee extension, bridge lift, step up, and standing march. 7 simple yet powerful movements, each targeting a different part of your body, each backed by science, and each proven to help you thrive after 60. But before you rush off to try them all at once, let me give you something even more important, a plan. Because knowledge without action is useless, and I don't want you to watch this video, feel inspired, and then return to your old routine. I want this to transform your life. That's why I've created a free 1-month exercise guide designed especially for seniors. It shows you exactly how to combine these 7 movements into a safe, progressive routine that you can follow from your living room. No equipment required. You'll know what to do on day 1, how to track your progress, and how to build strength week by week. And I want you to picture this. Imagine waking up 30 days from now with stronger legs that no longer ache when you rise from bed. Imagine standing taller, breathing easier, and walking across your home without fear of falling. Imagine the joy on your family's faces when they see you moving with more confidence, more energy, and more life than they thought possible. That is not a dream. It's your reality waiting to happen if you start today. Now, I need to be completely honest with you. These exercises are powerful, but they only work if you commit. If you treat them casually, skipping days, rushing through the motions, or waiting for motivation to magically appear, the results will slip away. But if you commit even just 10 minutes a day, you will see and feel the difference. You'll feel your legs supporting you, your back holding you upright, and your mind staying sharp. And let me remind you of something I've witnessed countless times in my medical career. Age is not the enemy, inactivity is. I've treated 70-year-olds who were stronger and more active than people in their 50s simply because they refused to let inactivity steal their independence. You can be one of those people, so here's my challenge to you. Before the day ends, try at least one of these exercises. Just one. If you can, leave a comment below telling me which one you tried and how it felt. I promise you, I'll read it. And if you're serious about transforming your health, download my free 1-month guide through the link in the description. It's my gift to you because I don't just want you to watch, I want you to live longer, stronger, and better. To wrap this up, let me leave you with this thought. Every exercise you do is not just a movement. It is a vote for independence over dependency, a vote for health over sickness, a vote for life over decline. You get to cast that vote every single day, and the outcome is entirely in your hands. So seniors, let me ask you one final question. Are you ready to take back control of your body, your mind, and your future? If the answer is yes, then stand up, start moving, and never look back.